The Somali community is getting their wake-up call, and now they're asking for help from foundational Black Americans, and their request has been denied.
The price of freedom is debt. We're coming to get our check.
Welcome, my brothers and my sisters. We are going to have a lot of things to talk about tonight because the Somalian community is getting their wake-up call, and it is not looking good for them. I'm talking about it's really not looking good for them. I'm going to give you guys a little reminder of how bad it's looking for them, because it's really not. It's looking kind of ugly. And this is something, after I give you the reminder of where we're going, I'm going to remind you guys, this is something that we've been saying. This is something that they did to themselves. It's kind of like karma in a way. So that's kind of where it is. And I appreciate y'all patience. I just got to make sure that I get everything technical set up, all of that. This is where they're at right now.
Amigo, I want to from them, amigo. Oh, don't pee, man. Sorry. Move back. Out the way, Out the way. You're gonna get knocked down. Move.
Oh man, how did that happen? Y'all, how did we get here? How do we get to this point right here where we are right now? Well, this comes from the fact that, as my grandmother would say, a hard head makes a soft ass. This is what it is. And this is the karma that they've unfortunately are faced with. This is because when you make a bed, you gotta lie in the bed, and you made your bed. This is the bed that you made. Now, when you came over here, what you should have done, the right thing to have been doing, is to ally yourself with foundational Black Americans. We're the heroes. When you pick the side of the villain, when you get betrayed, and this is why a lot of people are not feeling really sorry for you, okay? Because you guys have a notorious history. I remember last time we spoke about this, I was asking, who denies their blackness more between Somalians and Dominicans? Because they are known for denying their blackness. I said Dominicans last time, but to be honest, I think I want to change my mind. I think I do. I think now I'm honestly going to give it to the Somalians. I think Somalians deny their blackness more than the Dominicans do. Maybe Dominicans used to have them beat. But I think right now, the Somalians, maybe I didn't know as much as I did before now, because Somalians now, I'm looking at it like, ugh. And we got to review this, because a lot of people are like, why y'all hating? Why y'all doing this? Why y'all doing that? No. We shouldn't do anything, because remember, Somalians were repeatedly telling us that they were not black, okay? This is what they were saying. All right. Come on, we got nothing but receipts here.
We've got a different phenotype, we've got a different culture, we speak an Afro-Asiatic language, so there's so many differences. We are closer to us genetically, we are closer to the North Africans than the West Africans, and that's a fact. That's a
okay, fine.
Fact.
That's a fact. Now, do you accept? Do you accept that Somalis, Eritreans?
This is true. E1B1 happened. One second. And expanded to North Africa.
One second. Do you accept? Abdullah, listen. Do you accept that Somalis, Eritreans, and Ethiopians are collectively the most homogeneous group on the planet?
100%.
Do we collectively share an East African identity?
100%.
Do we and Nigerians share a collective African identity?
Definitely not.
No, let me respond to that.
Do we share a collective identity?
No, I'm not going to respond to that, because you've cut off the people of North Africa. Do we, all of us African? Yes. 100%.
Yes.
But are we black? No. We're not black. And I explained to you why. We've got a different phenotype, we've got a different culture, we've got different, we speak Afro-Asiatic language. Just move on.
Did you just say we have different culture?
Yeah, we have a different culture. Okay, hold on. There's more differences than similarities. No, hold on. Let the sisters culturally work similar.
One at a time, Mahmoud, please. We'll let the sisters
go around the circle one by one and everyone.
I listen with some.
Okay, all right. I remember that. Remember that? Okay, all right. They got a different culture. They're not black. Oh, nobody's making you be black. Now remember, they came over here, and this is what they were saying, that they were not black. And this is very important. I'm playing all these clips in the beginning for a good reason, y'all, because later on in the clip, they're going to be denying all of this. They're going to be acting as if we have no recollection of what they've been saying, of how they've been moving, of what they've been doing. That's what they're going to be like. All right. They was, oh no, they was all about being Somali. They had Somali pride.
Alright, everyone is keep asking, why don't Somalis want to identify as black? It's simple. The term black was never a word to begin with. Yeah. The term black, it didn't come from Africa.
Real quick. You see this guy right here? I want you to remember what this guy is saying right here, right now. Just remember it. Because we're going to play a couple more clips specifically coming from him. So remember him saying this. Just remember, this is the type of time he was on. Just remember that, all right?
It came from America. Hello. Right? It was designed to separate slaves from Europeans. It was not designed to celebrate identity. It was to control it. Yeah. So when Somalis came to the West, we didn't suddenly become black. We were labeled. Alright? Imposed. And we embrace it. Chill like that.
All right. Now, I played this clip the other day. But this is not the first time, or the only time, rather. He's denied being black. This is not the only time. We got a lot of people in here. I would appreciate that. If you guys hit that like button, subscribe button, make sure you guys do that. I know y'all can get carried away with all of this fantastic, great content. But I want y'all to remember that, all right? Now, remember, he's not black. He's not black. Just remember that guy. Because we got some more stuff. We're not going to let y'all slide with talking about y'all not black. Okay. All right. Y'all don't have to be black if y'all don't want to. Nobody's making you. Nobody is making you. Now it's coming a thing where y'all was taught, not only that, y'all was taught to stay away from us. Remember that?
Most of the people that we meet, especially African Americans, they don't even know their fathers. They don't even know their fathers. It was all of them, most of them were the product of one night stand. One night stand. They will tell you, I don't know my father. Well, who named you? Whose name are you carrying? Well, my mother chose his name for me. I don't know. Is that what we want for our ummah? No.
Okay. Do you see? This is homebred. This is not something that we've been doing. This is homebred. And the American government, they selectively pick the people who are like this. They selectively pick that. It's anti-blackness all in them. And we're showing the receipts for a very good reason, because now things are changing up and the energy is completely changed up. Remember, they were not only talking about that, they were picking the tethers to come over here. This is the type of time they were on.
And I currently work in the immigration movement space, in particular around anti-blackness, even within the immigration space. And I work with a number of organizations, national groups that work with black immigrants, undocumented immigrants, and so on and so forth. And I think it's important to think about the process of migration coming into this country. The process of becoming a U.S. citizen. I've worked with a number of settlement groups who bring folks and do the integration process, and there is a very intentional project of anti-blackness and framing the African American community as one that, you know, recent immigrants need to distance themselves from.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man? Bro, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.
There's definitely an intentional sort of process of highlighting how certain model minority groups are, you know, like have upward mobility.
Really?
So it's kind of like a warning, right? Don't align yourself with this
Just to
group,
keep this in
right?
mind, this is the type of time they've been on, and we've been calling it. Now, behind closed doors, this is what they talk about. Behind closed doors, this is the type of time they're on. Now, when they get in front of us, they act like they have no idea what we're talking about. That's what they be on when they get in front of us. Let's continue.
These black people.
Who are these niggas? These buck dance niggas. These plantation niggas.
It creates a caste system in the U.S. which is, you know, black and African American positioned at the very bottom, and that is a very intentional project of whiteness, the very intentional project of the immigration system, very intentional project of all of the policies that have been enacted predating even the formation of the United States. I think that that's something that we really need to think about. You know, it's also reinforced, as you said, Selma, in Hollywood. When you're coming into this country, and I currently work in the immigration movement space, in particular around anti-blackness even within the immigration space, and I work with a number of organizations, national groups that work with black immigrants, undocumented black.
Now, that's enough. That's enough right there. And this is to let you know, because when we go online and we talk about the fact that these are literally the ones who are picked over here, all right? They're literally importing tethers. They're selecting tethers to come over here. This is what they're on. This is the type of time they're on. So we have to be very cautious of all of them. They be all like, no, no, no. What are you talking about? They always deny it, but behind closed doors, they'll admit, oh yeah, there's a lot of anti-blackness in the Somali community. Now, when we say it, they'll sit up there and act like we're crazy and act like we're jealous, or we're beating down on the little man, we're beating down on the immigrant, and behind closed doors, they'll admit to it. They know it. They know it. They know it, and they'll admit to it. And this is exactly why they come over here with this tether mentality and come over with the agenda to replace us. Now, you can't really hear it like that because or you probably couldn't understand because they're not speaking English, but this is what they be on.
It is very
Just look
important.
at the subtitles. This is a behind closed doors conversation that they're on. This is what they talk about behind closed doors while they want to be black, black, black. Now, I want to ask the question, where are the Pan-Africanists when they see stuff like this? That's my only question. But look at this. This is behind closed doors, okay? Where they're talking about it's very important that Ilhan Omar, who is Somalian, gets in that seat instead of an FBA.
ilhaan tahay Soomaali tahay meeshaas lagu jirto qofkii Soomaaliya oo aragtidiisu tahay nin madow ha qaato kursigaas ama qof ha qaato qof moralkiisa wax ka halisiiyo marka taasna waa lagu dhiirigelinayaa sababtaan arrinkaas lagu soo celinaya shaqada Soomaalida oo u sheegay live iyadoo idinka
y'all see that? Y'all see that? This is what we talking about. This is what they be on. This is what we be talking about. Okay. All right. All it is, I'm now black. I know black. I know black. Okay, fine. And then you want to come over with this tether mentality. You want to come over to replace us and all of that. All right. All we saying is that just keep the same energy. If that's the type of time y'all on, just keep that same energy. Because then when Donald Trump talks about, okay, well, he don't like none of y'all, and y'all gotta go, and then Donald Trump has essentially opened it and made it popular to dish y'all. Y'all got folks coming at y'all racist left and right now. Now y'all got to deal with the reality of what we had to deal with. While y'all was denying y'all blackness, while y'all was saying stay away from us, while y'all was saying that y'all better and had better morals and y'all wanted to do all of this stuff. Now when the dominant society starts coming after y'all, when it's y'all turn, y'all don't know how to handle it. Y'all seen this clip?
I am racist.
So idiot.
Hold
You
on.
are an
You are
I am racist.
so idiot for
And
real.
you are an
You are an idiot. No,
I
I'm
am
not.
racist, and I'll say that to the whole entire world. Don't be disrespectful.
You ruin your life, by the way.
Oh, talking about
Bye.
you talking about respect? You talking about respect? You are fired from this place, motherfucker. You're not gonna be working here.
Suck it.
Suck what? Look how you
Suck
fucking look
it.
like.
What's wrong with you?
What is wrong with you, you fucking ugly bitch? Get the f out of
Ugly?
my face.
Talking about ugliness?
Did I stutter?
You
Okay. All right. Now, when they dealing with all of that stuff, now they were telling us that we should get over racism, and they were better and had better morals, and the reason why they do better is because of their morals. That's what they were saying behind closed doors, all of that anti-blackness. And then when they get faced off with racism, they don't know what to do. They're not used to it. And I'm telling you right now, I mean, the Trump administration is really giving it to them right now. They're dealing with it. They going through it. Let me show y'all. Hold on. We got some receipts. There's a protest going around. Show y'all that. This is what this is what's going on right now. To that in a little bit. But I want to talk about this because I want this to be established that we, as foundational Black Americans, we've never changed our principles. We've never changed. All we've done is stayed consistent. You all are the ones who made this bed and have to lie in it. We've been dealing with these Karens.
I am
These
racist.
people, hold
so
on.
idiot for
And
real.
you are an
Folks like her, we've been dealing with them the whole time. We've been trying to tell you guys what to do and how to handle it. Now, she's got a GoFundMe because she's admitted white supremacist, so she has a GoFundMe, and it's raised over $100,000. I'm going to tell you right now, don't worry, you're not going to be seeing her. She's not going to be no big thing like that. She already has a criminal record. She's going to blow whatever money she gets. She's going to blow it. She's not going to get a job. Her face is all over the place. It's over with for her. It's over with, which is good. And I want you to understand, this is the enemy that we've been telling you guys that if y'all are going to be here, y'all need to face. Y'all have been coming over here with the mentality of, hey, we're not here to help you all. We're here and we're doing what's in the best interest of Somalians. That's what you guys have been doing. And now you guys are facing the music of what you guys have been doing. You guys have been denying being black. You've been denying being allies to foundational Black Americans. And this is what you guys are faced with. This is the consequences and repercussions of y'all actions. And a lot of people ain't feeling that sorry for you. And that's the thing that's bothering you guys. Because when y'all see this stuff going on, y'all want somebody to feel sorry for you guys. All right? That's what y'all want. Y'all want people to feel sorry for you. And when we look at stuff like this, as much as we disagree with it, we disagree. And we're not going to support her. I ain't seen a single foundational Black American donate to her campaign because we already know she's not just like this with Somalis. This is not anti-Somali hate. This is hate for anything that is not white. So we know what white supremacy is. We're not going to back a white supremacist no matter what the situation, no matter who they're targeting. But that doesn't mean that we're coming to save everybody. It's a key difference. Not supporting and not saving is not the same thing. We're not saying we're here to rescue you guys and save you guys from ICE, from deportation, from Somalia. And this is what happens. And this is happening in everybody, every community, whether that's the Hispanics, whether that's the Africans collectively, whether that's the Caribbeans, whether that's everybody. All of you immigrants have been coming over here and telling us how hard you guys have been working, how much more educated and smarter and hard and just cultured you guys are than foundational Black Americans. And this is what's going on. This is what you guys are dealing with. This is what you guys have to face. And we don't feel sorry. Now, because you guys are now facing racism, which you guys are, I'm not denying she's a racist at all, and I'm not supporting at all anything she's doing. But now that you guys are facing that, now that you got y'all coming, y'all kind of circling back, and this is why I said, remember what they said before, remember old boy before, now y'all circling back and y'all copping please. You know, a little bit of racism will sure get somebody to get some act right, don't it? Just a little bit of racism, a little bit of struggle will sure get somebody to get some act right. Ain't that something? You leave people to their own devices. You tell people they on their own. Boy, and they get some act right real quick. Now all of a sudden it was never them. They never denied they blackness.
Communities, y'all said you had your
Now,
own
hold
culture.
Do you guys remember this guy? Y'all remember him, right? I told you guys he was going to be relevant because he was the one before who was all like, Somali's not black. Black is a Western concept. We have culture and culture. And this is why we don't like to claim being black. That was given to us as if it was something that they didn't want and it was forced on them and they didn't want that. Okay, now that the Somalis are going through it, now look at what he's on.
Y'all made your own communities. Y'all said you had your own culture, separate from us. So now that you're in trouble, you want to claim blackness?
You want me to advocate for a group of people, for a community that, generally speaking, collectively, does not refer to themselves as black.
There is a real tension between the Black Americans and the Somali Americans. Yes. After the recent political attack on the Somalis, with discrimination and fear campaign, some of the Somalis have called it out. This is an attack on black community. The moment they did that, the Black Americans responded, "You're not black. That's our identity." Sheesh. Somalis stepped back and said, "Okay, we'll start calling ourselves Somalis." Chill like that. The moment they did that, the Black Americans responded, "Stop acting like you're not black." Sheesh.
Huh? You seeing how he's trying to blame us and flip this on us? When they said, guys, look at all this anti-black racism. Oh, you're not black. You're not black. And then they said, okay, well, since you guys are saying, what he's saying is that we delineated first. That's what he's saying. Since you guys are saying that we're not black, we're just going to say we're Somali. How dare you say you're not black? Oh, no. He's telling this ahistorical history to make it seem like we were the bad guys and we denied them. That's the version that they're telling now. Y'all came here fresh to America talking about we know black. I am not black. Y'all were having whole debates and panels about, hey, don't call me black. I'm cultured. This is the same guy. Remember, he said in the video before why Somalis don't call themselves black. It ain't got nothing to do with us. It's because they don't want to. That's what he said in his video. Now that the Somali community is going through it, now he's all like, man, we was trying to be black all along and y'all told us we weren't black, so that's why. But we was always, but we blackity black. We was always there. No. It ain't working like that. We remember what you said. It's him in particular. We remember what you said, buddy boy. We remember that. We remember you said y'all are not black. You guys have Somali culture. You're cultured and you love being Somali. And all we were saying is bet. Cool. All right. Good for you. Good for you. Just keep that energy. If that's what you want, stand on that. Keep that energy. And now he's circling back like, man, we was trying to be black before, but y'all told us no, and now y'all want us to be black now, and we don't know what to do. No, don't do that. We got the receipts now. Don't do that.
Somalis are confused. Here's the reality. The term black is a racial category. However, over hundreds of years later, it actually became an ethnic identity as well. So now when people say Black Americans, is referring to African Americans. Yes, unique people, unique culture, unique history, unique struggle, right? Hip hop, civil rights, soul music. Name the list. Chill like that. Black Americans. Clarity needs to come from you, okay? If you take that term to mean your identity, chill like that, okay? And the moment Somalis refer to their identity as Somali, let's not have this back and forth.
There's no back and forth. Y'all not Black American. There ain't no back and forth. There's no back and forth. There's no back and forth. Y'all Somali, cool. Cool. We was just saying that you guys, we're not even denying y'all being Somali. And this is the craziest part. We're not denying you all being Somali. Nobody did that. Nobody's trying to strip away your culture or ethnicity or anything like that, even though y'all came to America and decided to become a citizen. Okay, y'all took a pledge of allegiance, but all right, fine. We're not even tripping on that. All we said is, well, because of this racial category in America, you are classified as black, so you should be on the same team. They don't want to be black because they don't want to be on the team. That's the real reason. It's not because they feel like identifying as black, and all immigrants do this. It's not as if they feel honestly like identifying as black is going to strip them away from whatever culture, whatever heritage, whatever lineage and history. They never feel like that. They don't want to be called black because they don't want to be on our team. That is why. That's the whole reason. They're playing for their own team. You've seen Somalis behind closed doors talk about, we want Ilhan Omar to get in office because we don't want a black American to get in office. That's the reason. We're not stupid and we weren't born yesterday. That's the reason. Y'all want to be on your own team when we've been saying, hey, come on, we all got to be this big thing. That's that Pan-Africanism we've been on and y'all been denying. We've been saying, come on, y'all, we got to be on this big team. Y'all coming over here. You're black, whether you like it or not, so you might as well be on the team. They said no. That's what they said. Y'all made it abundantly clear. That's not the type of time y'all on. Y'all playing for y'all own team. Y'all doing for y'allself. Y'all don't give a damn about nobody else on the team. We said, okay. All right. All right. We can't make you be on the team. Fine. You don't want to be on the team? Fine, fine, fine. We just going to do what we do. Y'all do what y'all do. Now, when y'all team is losing, when y'all got to deal with Karens and y'all got to deal with ICE and y'all got to deal with Trump and all of this stuff and y'all got to deal with all of the anti-black hate that we've been having to deal with, now y'all want to be like, hey guys, it would be real. Let's reconsider this team thing. I think we can make a really good team. We can make a really good alliance if we work together. No. Request denied, my friend. Request denied. Y'all had y'all team. Stay on y'all team. Okay? See, now they're trying to circle back and get on our team now. All right, no. The ship has sailed, Captain Phillips. The ship has sailed. I'll show y'all. They circling back now, trying to be on our team.
Tiny piece of the population, some of the most vulnerable people in our country. But Trump based his order on a report whose author has made it clear that his goal is to denaturalize and deport as many Somali Americans as possible. This is not about crime. It's not about safety. This is about purging people like me from this country. Minnesota has always been a welcoming place for people fleeing a home country that is blasted by war, poverty, and hunger. Europeans in the 19th and 20th century, Black Americans from the South, Hmong and Vietnamese, Liberian.
Huh? Notice, and this is what the immigrants try to do. They try to equate fleeing their country to us, the Great Migration, in the same country. That's what they try to do. Well, you know what I mean? Us leaving Somalia is kind of the same way of y'all leaving Louisiana, and that's really the same thing. No, it's not. No, it's not. And y'all trying to create this coalition and make this parallel of history. Like, we kind of been through this. We together. We've been through the same thing. Don't y'all understand? We've been together the whole time. And we saying no. No, don't do that. Don't invoke our history.
And East Africans and Latin Americans. This embrace of new culture is one of our greatest strengths. The first generation came here as immigrants, the second as Americans. They are our teachers, nurses, blue-collar workers, small business owners, and public servants. Donald Trump wants to make Americans hate each other over race and religion. That might play well on Truth Social or Fox News, but it's not going to work here in real life. Minnesotans know better. We care about our neighbors. We live and work alongside each other. Our kids go to the same schools. We shovel each other's cars out of snow. We are not afraid of each other. And we are not afraid of Donald Trump. He will lose this fight in court, and we will show his effort to divide us only brings us closer together and make us stronger.
Now, what's interesting is that when we get attacked, nobody talks about we need to come together and all of that with black Americans. Absolutely not. No, they're not talking about that. And the fact of the matter is they sitting up there copping pleas and they acting like, man, why me? I didn't even do anything and this is terrible. Hold on. Let me show y'all this young lady. Oh, this is so sad. This is sad. This is sad. But let me show y'all this.
I want to make this video from like a human space. This is something I've been really meaning to say, and I'm so glad that I can finally articulate it to you guys. So I'm Somali. I grew up in Minnetonka. I've been raised here my entire life. I am born here and I've lived here. I've studied here. I'm a pre-med. I do research, and that's usually the type of stuff I talk about on my page. But right now I feel like it's really important for me to say this. What I'm going to say is that I have been getting so many messages telling me to go back to your country, go back to your country. But the reality of the situation is the United States is the only country I've ever known my entire life. And the thing is, the great irony of it all is I'm not the ambassador of Somalia. I don't speak for Somali people. I'm not a spokesperson for this community. I'm just one young person trying to study, navigate life, and live like any other 20-something-year-old living here in this state. And so something that I feel like is going on is that there's a lot of immigrant people and first-gen, second-gen kids with, like me, with this weight on our shoulders trying to explain everything going on in our communities, trying to defend our communities. But I'm really no different from any other 20-something-year-old trying to make it here in this state, in this country, in this world. And so I'm sharing this because I really feel like a lot of us are being treated this way and dealing with this quietly. But the reality is we aren't symbols. We aren't some type of ambassador. We are just human beings.
Yeah.
Oh, listen. Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell you something. Because there's two things. And we got to break this down. Let's break it down for the young folk. All right? Because we can do that. Number one. You guys have tethers in your community. You have people who are anti-black. In every single immigrant community, you have folk who are anti-black. Are we saying every single last one of you are like that? No, we're not saying that. We're smart enough to know for a fact that all group of people are not a certain way. The problem, pay very close attention, the problem is the fact that the ones who don't do that don't say nothing. You guys are silent. Quiet. And your silence is complicity. That's the problem. See, it's not in this situation, it's not about what you did, it's about what you didn't do. And what you didn't do is what you were supposed to do. So now you have to face the consequences. That's the way the real world works. And this is what we did every single time we deal with immigrants. It's all like, hold on, I didn't do it though. I didn't do it. Well, it's unfortunate you're collateral damage because the tether class has represented your entire community and it's been going on unchallenged by the quote unquote silent majority. The silent majority, y'all have not said anything. And it's probably because y'all really agree. That's really what it is. But y'all haven't said nothing. So then when we say, okay, we just washing our hands with it. All right, we done with it. We off. We cool. Now it's hold on, wait, guys, hold on. I'm one of the good ones. I didn't even know. Oh no. Because you should have been saying something before the problem got to this level. Now the problem's at this level. Now you want to circle back, be all like, I'm just a 20-year-old person and I've been trying to speak up and no, because y'all are silent when your community is talking about us and we getting these receipts. I want you to understand we're very intelligent people. We know how to document. That's something about our culture. We be documenting a lot of stuff. We're documentarians. So I said we're documentaries. But anyway, we calculate a lot of stuff and we document a lot of stuff. And when we get all these receipts about, okay, y'all said this, okay, 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 and we don't see no pushback. Now here comes the bill. Oh, here comes the bill now. Now the bill is due. Now you be all like, well, hold on, I didn't know. No. The bill is due now. See, that's number one. Number two, very important, is that you try to, and a lot of immigrants try to do this, they try to be like, hey, I'm young, and it's really the older generation that are just stuck in their ways, and it's the older people who are like that, and old, no, because I want to ask you this question. How old do you think he is? Take a good look. Take a good look. This is a young Somali man. He's not old. He's not a part of that older generation. More than likely, if he was not born here, he came here when he was a baby. You don't even hear an accent for real. And see, this is the problem that we're having. They're not old. They're not old people over here doing what they're doing. They're young. A lot of them. You saw that debate where this dude was all like, we're closer to Northern Africans than West Africans. These are young Somalis. These are not the old Somalis that came over here and they were brainwashed. This is what immigrants like to do, the excuse that they like to make. Well, you got to understand that they were brainwashed when they were coming over here. So it's really the older ones that are stuck in their ways, and because a lot, and to be very honest with you, most of the receipts that we got of y'all community talking out the side of your neck comes from the younger generation. Most of the ones we see talking out the side of their neck, they younger than 40 years old. They were here. So even if they were not born in America, they came to America when they were very, very small babies. They were raised in America. All of these folks and receipts we got of y'all talking out the side of y'all neck, having podcasts, dissing us and all of this stuff, they're young. So don't put it off on the older generation, making it seem like we're giving you guys the bill of the older generation. No, we're giving you the bill of what y'all doing collectively today. This is today. I'm pulling up receipts from a few months ago. This ain't receipt from the 1990s before you were born. This ain't receipts from that. This is what happened a couple months ago. Now y'all wait for Donald Trump to put his foot in y'all ass. Now it's like, guys, grandpa, but he's got Alzheimer's, so he's going to say some things, but you shouldn't judge me. That's not how we going to do that. You should have been doing the right thing. If you were paying your debts before, you wouldn't have all of this interest that build up. Now you guys are in debt. If you were paying your payments before, it wouldn't go to collection. Now it's in collections. Now ain't nothing we can do. It's in collections. Sorry. Y'all shouldn't have let it build up to this. This is y'all fault. Okay? You shouldn't have made this bed. Now you got a lie in it. That's y'all fault. That's what y'all did. Karma's tough. It is. I don't know what to tell you. Let's not do that. Let's not play that game. Because even modern day, this is the type of time y'all be on. Y'all don't want to be messing with black folk like that. We got a lot of receipts. Let me pull this one up real quick for you guys. Let's see. Y'all can. Oh, gotta get that off the screen. Come on. If you don't play, man, come on now.
Black Americans don't. I've been saying that Black Americans don't have allies for the longest, right? Right. Now, this proves my point. Out there in Minnesota, a young Black mother was looking for a daycare to put her children. What do you know? The Somalis run a 24-hour daycare. But when she get there, they don't want to give her a tour. They don't want to service her. And she says,
I tried to send my child to one of the 24-hour daycare centers because this is the only 24-hour daycare in Minnesota. The Somalis would not give me a tour. They didn't not want me to bring my kids to their daycare. It was because they was doing daycare fraud. Come to find out, another thing with them, they made it very clear their only agenda is to benefit the Somali community. Like,
You know, most of these immigrants, they come here, they don't come here to ally with us blacks. They don't come here to be our friends. They don't come here to service us. They don't come here to be around us. They come here to use America for whatever they can get out of it. That's something that we all have to remember, because that's what it is. You open a business here in America, then it's for everyone. You service everyone. You don't come to America to only service your own people. And that's one of the biggest issues that white Americans and black Americans have with all immigrant groups right now in America. You guys come here and you don't even play by the rules, because before you had your own place, before you had your own little cities and towns, you had to come to our cities and towns. Guess what? You got all the services you need. So that's one of the biggest issues that black Americans have with all immigrants. You guys come here, you think you're better than us. You don't treat us with any kind of respect. You don't respect our history. You don't respect our language. You don't respect our country. You don't respect us at all, but yet you expect us to respect you. You expect us to put our bodies on the line when ICE is chasing your ass down the street. No, sir, it's never happening again. Believe me, black Americans do not have any allies, and we need to start marching and acting like it and voting and standing on that too. I've been saying that black Americans don't have allies for the longest, right? Now, this proves my point. Out there.
All right, hey, this is the type of time they're on today. This is not no grudge, no jealousy, no gripe or nothing like that. This is the type of time they're on today. So when we all like, hey man, you know what, we're going to keep to ourselves. We're going to stay to ourselves. Now they sit up there like, guys, how can y'all do this? They even send up the, it's sad, y'all. It's sad. Because some of them are even asking now for a truce. They're literally asking for a restart. And here's the craziest part. They're asking for a restart because they want us to say, it's not a genuine restart. They're asking for a restart because they want us to save them. That's the only reason. I pulled this clip up from TikTok.
As black,
Tariq had a live stream, a TikTok live stream, and somebody had a screen recording of this part where Somali came up and was asking for FBA and Somalis to team up together. Y'all get a load of this.
the biggest fear is, as black Americans are delineating, and America as a country is doing the same thing. They're coming after us. Donald Trump got elected. Immigrants are scared. So now black Americans are doing their own thing. At the time, we're hoping that they would be standing up for us, you know, being part of our coalition. But
yeah, and that's the problem.
We don't know what to do now.
Yeah, because we told people, they kept telling us, well, you FBS don't work hard. You don't work. We came over with $2 and we were this, and y'all need to learn from us. It got real bad. And people got very arrogant, and even Jamaicans, they still do it. They still tell us, oh, don't come to Jamaica. Oh, don't do this. You are entitled. And y'all were telling us all of this stuff about how hard you work and how lazy we were. And we said, okay, well, handle your business then. And now people don't like it.
And you know, can I say something? Do you know, I think that's why a lot of immigrants are running for office. There's a lot of Somalis in Minnesota, the New York mayor, because I think they're scared now since that, you know, the current political system in America, and maybe black Americans are not as supportive anymore. So they feel like they have to fight for themselves. They have to have a presence, or else it's over for immigrants here.
Yeah, and that ain't working because they ain't getting elected. A lot of them are not getting elected like that. It's like Winston Sears, like your boy out there in Minnesota, Fatah, whatever his name is. He got washed, so it ain't really working out like they wanted to work out. So, hey man, it's you know, cats should have really checked themselves with the disrespect.
So how about we have a restart, man? Black Americans and Black immigrants, we forget everything in the past. We sign a new contract. We put the disputes and all this stuff to the past and just have a fresh start. Respect.
How about we have a restart? How about we have a restart? Oh, if it was only that easy. What do y'all think, chat room? Do y'all want to have a restart? If y'all want to have a restart, let me know. If y'all don't want to have a restart, put the thumbs down emoji in the chat room. I just want to do a little survey right now. It's a lot of people in here. I really don't know how many true people are in here, but it's a lot of people, I'm sure. So tell me, what do y'all think about the restart between Black people and Somali people? And then we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. I need to get the community's opinion before I say no. It's looking like it's a no. It's not looking like a yes. Ooh, it's not good. That restart's not good. Yeah, that's not how that worked, man. That's not how it worked. See, it's like real life, right? If you have, for instance, a bill, and let's say your water bill, and you don't pay your water bill for a very long time, your water gets shut off, and you go to the water company and you say, hey, let's have a restart. And from now on, I'm going to start paying my water bill on time and in full. They're not going to say, okay, well, yeah, let's restart that. They're going to be like, no, that's not how this works, my friend, because you have a debt that you have to pay. We're not going to sit up there and then just forget and wash away the debt you have to pay. No, what your past follows you. That's the thing. You don't get to just restart your relationship with a whole nother community. That's not how nothing work in this world. You don't get to be like, hey guys, let's sign a contract. Let's sign a contract to restart our relationship with this other community. No, man. Because this is not even genuine anyway. All it is, hey, I want to be your friend. We learned our lesson, guys. Please help. No, this is not genuine in the first place, because what they want is for us to go marching and fighting Donald Trump and fighting the power and help and getting ICE up off of them. So then they go back home and then they do their Somali thing, or back, not home. I don't know why I said that. Back to Minnesota. And then they do their Somali thing and leave us completely out of it. That's what they want. So it's insanity to keep doing the same thing over and over and over again and thinking you're going to get a different result, isn't it? So we're not doing that. Talk about let's have a restart. According to what the panel wants, what the panel says right here in the community, they don't want no restart. And then what's in it for us? Let's talk about a restart. What would we get out of this restart? Because we know what you would get out of the restart. See, and this is the thing, when you come to the table, you can't just ask for something without offering anything. What do y'all have to offer us? What do we need you for? How are y'all gonna help us? Like, honestly, when people y'all like, hey, we gotta work together. Okay, well, we know what we would do for you. What are you gonna do for us? They don't have nothing to give. They don't have nothing to benefit us with. Where would there be a deal? What deal would it be make? The deal that would be made is us helping you. That's charity. That's us giving you something. That is charity. That's not a transaction, is both ways. When you go to the grocery store, you give them money so they can give you the groceries. That's a transaction. If you want some food, if you want some apples and milk and eggs, you give them money, they give you the eggs. That's how that works. That's a transaction. Okay? You go buy a car, you give them the money, they give you the car. That's a transaction. All right, anywhere, anything you want. You want a TV, you give them money, they get the TV. That's a transaction. If you're just giving them the money and they're not giving you anything, that's not a transaction. That's you just giving them money. That's you just being charitable and giving them things. So my question is this, very important. What are you all giving back for not only the Somali community. It's not just limited to the Somali community, but to Pan-Africanism in general. What are you giving back? Because you know what we would be giving to you all. We will be giving you the money and you're not giving us the product. So what sense does it make for us to keep giving you the money? How does that make sense for us? It doesn't. It doesn't. So deals off. Deals off.
Each other, respect each other's cultures, work together where we can work together. Let's try to work on that. I'm ready for that.
Well, the thing is, man, it's going to have to start back in the homeland. It has to start there because a lot of people bring over the same tribalistic disposition that they had over there. They bring it over here and they look at us as just another tribal group. And that's not going to work. We've been upholding global black unity and we've been pretty much doing it by our damn selves. So it's time for these other groups to start standing on business over in the homeland, making sure some of that tribal nonsense has stopped. And then people can come to the table and say, hey, let's get out and, let's break bread.
Mm-hmm. Y'all got too many issues for us to make a deal with y'all. Like I keep saying, what will we be getting back? Because it's not like y'all saying, hey, let's reevaluate our relationship with each other. Y'all not even together in Somalia. Y'all as Somalian people are not even together there. So what are you talking about as far as us working with y'all? Y'all can't even get along with different tribes. If y'all can't get along with different tribes and make a good, honest, holistic deal, mutually beneficial deal with different tribes, your neighbors, what in the hell do we think you guys are going to come and do with us? You think we're crazy? Is that what you think? They do. They honestly do. They think we're crazy. They think because we have such open, big hearts for everybody and we want to just love everybody and be together with everybody, they think that that's just going to be that forever, indefinitely, and it's never going to end. That's what they think. Let me get to the super chats real quick. Okay? Shout out to David. Appreciate you, David. Shout out to Earth Angel Remix. Appreciate you, B1. And then Buck Roger. He says, I can't restart my rent. I bet out of town. He says, I bet out of town for a month, sir. LOL, you cooking. Yeah, you can't restart. That the world has never worked that way. And if you're going to restart, here's the thing. I'm a businessman. I like business. I like business. If you're going to restart, what you offering? Yeah. There ain't no clean slate now. Now you talking about you want to pay your debts back. What we talking about? Yeah, see, they don't want to have that conversation. They want it to be a clean restart, fresh, no debts, no interest, no nothing, no. Nah, see, that's the thing. Y'all not benefiting the community. It's not like y'all saying, hey, we can do this and we can do this and we can do this and we can do this. No. Y'all saying what? Why should we? You got to be a business person. You got to give somebody a reason to make a deal with y'all. I mean, all we got is bad blood coming from y'all, and then y'all want to say, hey, let's just ignore. It's not like we can even make it up. They're not even offering to make it up. See, that's the thing. They're not even offering to make it up. They're not even like, hey man, if we do this, maybe we can help you with this. If we we can do this and this and this. Let me show you we've changed. Hey, okay. I'm all ears. When you talking, I told y'all the other day, money in my language. Okay. They think English is my first language. No, it's currency, baby. So you talking money and I'm listening. Okay. I'd be like, when I hear coins and dollar bills, when I be hearing that, I'm like, okay, all right, I'm listening. What we talking about? But y'all not talking about nothing. See, that's y'all problem. Y'all talking about, hey, let's start over with nothing. Oh, that's not the way to make a deal. No, it's not going to work that way. And because we just saying, no, man, we got other things to do. We don't have time to be giving out charity. And it's not just Somalis. I'm not singling Somalians out, even though they're going through it right now. It's not. We doing this with everybody. We don't got time for nobody's charity. If y'all not coming, y'all not trying to help, but y'all want help, it don't work that way. And because we saying, hey, it don't work that way, y'all getting real upset. See, now they starting to talk out the side of their mouth now. Look at this.
I have never seen this much hate coming from a certain community. To be specific, the African Americans here. All of a sudden, y'all want to laugh, giggle, because an unfortunate event is happening to other people.
You ain't seen that much hate. First off, ain't nobody hating on y'all. Nobody's hating on y'all. Nobody's even focused on y'all like that. Nobody is focused on y'all. And all of this hating. Now, what's interesting is that they're not saying that about the Karen lady. Are they saying that about the Karen lady? No. Are they saying that even about Donald Trump? No. They're not saying that about a whole bunch of white supremacist racists that are online bashing them, talking about their culture, talking about their degenerate criminals. We're, as Foundation Black Americans, we're not doing that. All we saying is, hey, I told you so. We're not laughing and being all joyful about it and popping champagne and having parties. We're not doing none of that. All we saying is, damn, man, hate to say I told you so. And they all like, oh my God, the hate from African Americans in particular. Really? See, they tried to make a deal, be like, hey, can we be friends? We said, no, we now trying to restart. Man, the African Americans was really hating on us, acting as if we doing something to them. They talking greasy still. Come on now. Y'all talking about a reset. Y'all not doing that well. Hold on, look at this.
Sort of nice, but when they say Minnesota nice, but when it's us that need the unity, everybody turns their back. You say Minnesota nice, but I see African Americans coming for Somalis when we were there, standing next to you guys when it came to George Floyd. Minnesota nice, but I see lawyers, nurses, doctors talking about us on Reddit, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. So all I have to say is this is really not Minnesota nice, and the Somali people need to open their eyes. We protest for everybody else. They say Minnesota nice.
Okay. And this is my thing. First off, the Somalis with Black Lives Matter, and we did that. And this is something I do not like. A lot of you communities, every other community outside of Foundation Black Americans that were quote unquote protesting and standing up for us during Black Lives Matter, that was not really genuine. And I've been saying this from day one. Because I started my YouTube channel during the Black Lives Matter, or I don't even want the George Floyd movement, the George Floyd uprising. I started it in the middle of that. There were still protests, massive protests going around the country when I started. And a lot of these communities, if we're going to tell the truth, which we do here, we're going to tell the honest truth today. A lot of you other communities that were doing that were trying to siphon off the George Floyd energy and the moral energy of the movement for your own personal interest. So you guys came in there and it started crowbarring. It started with police brutality and, police misconduct and black rights and black history. Then y'all came in on some, immigrants too. And what about LGBT? And what about women? And what about poor? And what about capitalism? Y'all came in to crowbar. Because y'all can't really get y'all movements off the ground. And we've seen that this year. In particular, we've seen that this year. Without FBA, y'all cannot get y'all movements off the ground. We've had massive No Kings protests over this, protest over that, protest all year long. Ain't got none done. Nothing done. Nobody remembers it. It's irrelevant. Y'all did it one day, was forgotten the next, because y'all can't get y'all stuff off the ground without Foundational Black Americans. You can't do it. So when we had our thing going, y'all jumped on board. Y'all jumped on a bandwagon. Y'all weren't really in the Somali community. It's not like If y'all didn't help at all, would we have noticed? And I ain't even trying to hate on anybody who's genuinely doing it, but let's just tell the truth. If y'all didn't help and didn't participate at all whatsoever, would we have noticed? Not really. We wouldn't really have noticed if y'all were absent anyway. Truth be told. And I hate to say it like that, but it's the truth. And we know it's the truth. And then what I don't like is they did this too, because now when they need something, they pull out this George Floyd thing like, oh, we helped y'all out. Why don't y'all help us out? No. Y'all still have a debt to pay. Even if we gave them all of the 100% credit that they claim they deserve for the George Floyd years in protest, give it all to them, y'all still got a debt. We gave y'all a pretty big bill. Y'all paid a good maybe 20%, if that. Y'all paid a 20% of the bill talking about we owe you some change. We don't owe you no change. Baby, no. If your bill is $100 and you give $20, you not getting no change, baby. That's not how money work. We still need $80 from you. You still owe. How you still owe is because you wouldn't be in America if it wasn't for us. So don't make it seem like y'all did a favor for us and it's y'all turn to be repaid. That's not how that work. No. We've been looking out for y'all the whole time. Y'all don't want us to start counting the score and start tallying things up. No community wants that. Because y'all all of y'all owe. Every single last one of y'all owe something. Don't bring up no George Floyd. We was there for George Floyd. That's what I got to say about that. Where's the rest of my money? That's how I feel. Y'all still owe. Don't make it seem like we did y'all wrong. Y'all had our back and now we don't have y'all when y'all... No, y'all still owe. And then right after George Floyd, the receipts I'm pulling up, these things happen after George Floyd. A lot of these things happen after. Y'all was still talking greasy after George Floyd. We remember, it's not like George Floyd was y'all reality check and we've been kumbaya since George Floyd 5 years ago. Y'all was talking greasy during George Floyd. A lot of y'all tethers, y'all was the ones talking about, man, George Floyd was a criminal though. George Floyd put a gun to a pregnant woman. George Floyd had fentanyl. A lot of the tethers were the ones doing that. Y'all need to respect the police. Well, if the police pull you over, why don't you just comply? Why didn't George Floyd just comply? It was a lot of the tethers doing that. All right, let's not lie about it. A lot of y'all was talking greasy about the Black Lives Matter movement or the George Floyd uprisings the entire time. So now y'all want to be, man, we were helping. No, you were not. No. And even if you were, I still need the rest of my money before you ask for a damn thing. Don't ask for no reset. You still got a bill to pay, sir. Y'all community still has a bill to pay, and y'all asking for a reset, and y'all not even making no offers. I don't even see a payment plan up here. How dare you waste my time and ask for some damn reset? Y'all not even offering a payment plan. I'd have to do something to you. Don't ever come to me like that. Don't you ever come to me like that. Now, I saw this live on TikTok. I was able to record a little bit of it. Just a little bit. I was busy at the time. But I haven't even seen the whole thing. But they still was talking pretty greasy. And what we're going to do now is we're going to play it.
To the prompt. The Black Americans are no...
And I'm going to do a live reaction. I've not seen this whole thing. Normally I watch the clips beforehand, but I haven't watched the clips this time because I want to do a live reaction with you guys.
Goes back to the prompt. The Black Americans are no longer revolutionary. Keep quiet. The black people are no longer revolutionaries. Like Fred Hampton said, he said, I am a revolutionary. Before he was a black man, he was a revolutionary. They don't want to be a revolutionary no more. They scared of the white man. They gonna tuck their tail and spend their money at the white-owned businesses because they don't want to go to the graveyard. But guess what? Only two things is guaranteed in this life. That's paying taxes, and that's know that you got to go to the graveyard anyway. You might as well go out with a motherfucking banging on the beast. Don't be a pussy. If you be a pussy, you deserve to watch every last one of your children swing from a tree with blood dripping from their eyeballs. You deserve it. If you don't want to lay your life down on the line for revolution, you deserve.
Now the person talking, the host is Somali, but the person talking is Jamaican. The person talking is Jamaican, and he's talking about foundational Black Americans. He's not in Jamaica. Talk all that greasy buff talk in Jamaica then, because Jamaica was just going through a hurricane and all of that, needed all of that help, and Jamaica still can't even access their own beaches. They got more Asians, Indians, and Europeans who own more in Jamaica than Jamaicans do. You not bucking with Jamaicans. You not going over to Jamaicans talking all that stuff. Don't come over here with this fake revolutionary talk. Don't do that. No, I ain't trying to hear that. And all of this fake talk about, hold on. Let me give y'all something. Let me give y'all something else too. When I feel like I'm a revolution, I don't even feel I am. I know it in my heart, and I know a lot of you all are. Okay? But being a revolutionary does not mean, I'm going to say this, I'm going to bring the mic a little bit closer. Okay? It does not mean being a crash out. At all. You need to be a smart revolutionary. You bring up Fred Hampton. Fred Hampton wasn't no damn crash out. All of these fake pretend revolutionaries talking about, man, these are real. If I'm going to be honest with you, I suspect they're CIA agents. I suspect they're COINTELPRO, because that's the same thing that they were doing during the Black Panther movement, when they was all like, man, to be a real revolutionary, we should throw a Molotov in the church house. We should go to their orphanage and kidnap their kids. That's real revolution. Nah. That's being a crash out. That's being irrational. That's being terroristic. That's being dangerous. It doesn't benefit the collective. It doesn't prove a moral point. It doesn't do anything to help anybody. So when you hear these men, a real revolutionary would pick up arms, and I'm a super big advocate for self-defense. That's a different thing. I 110,000% back that up, but I'm not up with, let's just pick up a shotgun and then just run and just blow them down. No, how's that helping? What will that help? These are agents who do that, who try to gas people up and put a battery in people's back and then have people go out there and do some crash dummy nonsense. And he doesn't even have that conversation with his Jamaican people. He'll put the battery in the back of a foundational Black American to go out there and do some crash dummy nonsense. We too smart for that. We not going. But then you see, man, if that's the case, you deserve hanging from trees. Damn, okay. You see how greasy he's talking? Even a Somali until they had to jump in there. He probably did it to save his channel, but he knew that was too far.
If you don't want to lay your life down on the line for revolution, you deserve to be a slave.
I have a perfect response to that.
Sure. Are you guys?
All right,
well then
let me respond, because this is exactly what I was talking about. Y'all are painting the example of the community through pop stars and gangsters, which is exactly the point that I was making before. So I'm not going to drag it on. All I'm going to say is that the point that was made earlier, if we supported each other, et cetera, if we supported each other, how can you be a consumer in capitalist society without capital?
What the hell?
The bottom line is we have capital.
No,
because it's the truth. We have capital. If we have capital and we're large and we're the largest consumers. See, I broke him. I literally broke him.
Ramon, you're missing. Okay, Ramon. Hey, wait, Ramon.
We have capital. If you have the ability to consume, if you have the ability to consume,
You need to
then
be the
you
biggest
have wealth.
producer. The Chinese
If you
are the
have the
biggest
ability to
producers.
consume,
Your dumb ass
you
trying
have
to be a
wealth.
consumer.
You know
The
white people
fucking
run the
idiot.
country, yet white people
You a
running the
fucking
country,
idiot. Mute
still,
this idiot.
we are
Hey,
largest
how much
consumers.
it
We
cost to
have
drop this
capital.
nigga? How much it costs?
We literally,
chill.
see, I broke him.
No,
But the
no,
bottom line is
no,
that we're
Ramon,
not
what you're
weak.
saying,
We are still
doesn't.
the
Look,
revolutionaries.
okay.
These Africans are coming here.
So
They're trying
now
to
you
convert
feel me?
us over
Now
here.
you feel me, my nigga? Now
Okay?
you feel me?
So we are still the
Okay,
revolutionaries.
let me.
That's why y'all are coming over here
Goddamn,
and we're
you
not
a
going over
real
there.
Let me
GT
intervene. Wait.
Rainbow.
The bottom line is
Can I
that
wait,
change
Roman?
isn't done with a bang.
Wait, pause. Let me intervene on what you're saying, all right? So, okay, that's a lot to unpack here, but I'm gonna try my best and do it. Yeah. First of all, being the number one.
Unfortunately, the clip shut off right there. I wish I would have had more, like the longer version of it, but the clip shut off right there. But I want you guys to look at the back, look at the prompt. He's saying black Americans, if you look at the prompt, if you see it, it says black Americans prefer YT supremacy over Africans. And then the picture he has is a black MAGA supporter. This is the type of time they on. And this goes for all tethers, not just Somalians. This goes for every single last one of them. So when you're asking, hey, can we make a deal? Can we do this? Absolutely not. This is the bed y'all made. This is what y'all got to lie in. This is the reality of the situation. We're not attacking anybody. And notice that the energy that they're having, they're more mad at us for not saving them than they are mad at the actual people who are attacking them. Because we're not attacking them. We're not going out there grabbing them up and deporting them or anything of the sort. We're not bothering anybody. They're making a request for assistance and we're sending back request denied. That's all we doing. We saying, hey, we got enough problems to work on. We got enough to deal with. We don't need all this stuff. We don't need that. So no, request denied. Now they're sitting up there talking about, man, y'all sound like white supremacists. Won't we here for Black Lives Matter? Man, why y'all hating on us? See? Okay. And y'all still talking greasy, still talking out the side of y'all neck. Y'all still doing that. And it's just furthering what we've been saying. It's furthering the fact that we need to delineate, the fact that we need to focus on ourselves. Hey, y'all got it. Y'all get it. Y'all get it. Y'all were smarter. Y'all got better morals. Y'all more educated and all of that stuff. Y'all don't want to be a part of us anyway. Remember, we don't know who our fathers are and we're products of one night stands. Y'all don't want our help like that anyway. Y'all got it? Why are you even looking at us? I thought y'all was bad. I thought y'all had it like that. I mean, it sucked for y'all though. I'm seeing y'all got to deal with this. It looked cold out there for them. It looked kind of cold. I think ice would be appropriate in the chat room right now. They in that deep.
Yeah, I got it. Is it? Yeah, Jack, you're gonna get that side for a minute of the solution over there. Now I can talk. I'm gonna get We're fast, talk. Let's talk. All right. All right. Y'all ready? Let's go.
Oh wow. Hey, look. This is what happens, man. A hard head makes a soft ass, and this is what we've been saying the whole time. If you guys would have been on the team, and this is why nobody's saying that you guys need to stop being Somali. Nobody's saying you guys need to abandon your culture, your heritage. Nobody's asking you guys for that. Nobody's doing that. But what's not going to happen, and I'm so very glad, shout out to my FBA family for this, all right? A round of applause to y'all, okay? Round of applause for it. Because I'm so very glad that all of this open door universal lineage where people get to jump in and jump out, we become the trap house of the lineage and all of this stuff, that's over with. All of that is over with. People get to come in like this is some type of public space. Everything else is, their lineage is reserved and invite only, but our cookouts, our lineage, our juke joints, all of that is for the public. That's public access. That's public property, okay? That's public property. And now we're saying, oh no, this is private property. This is private property now. Who told you about it? Not only are we not allowing you in, when you go knocking at the door, you're like, hey, can I come in? We don't even open the door all the way. We just look through the peephole. We don't even say no. We just say, hey, who even told you we was having this? We don't even ask you if you not coming in. That's not even an option. But who told you we was even having a get together? Who told you that? You're not even supposed to know when we throwing down. You're not even supposed to know when we having a cookout. You're not even supposed to know this. Who giving you all of this classified top secret information? That we need to get on them. Because we got a mole, we got a leak, we got somebody giving out classified information out here. We can't be doing that. Hold on. Who told you we was having something? No, you can't come in. No. You ain't got to go home, but like I said before, you got to get out of here. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get out of here. Oh, you can't come in here? No. And as a matter of fact, you better be glad we ain't interrogating you because you're not supposed to even know about this spot. It's top secret, okay? G1 classified, if you know what I mean. This is what we doing now. And now everybody's panicking and everybody's getting arrested by ICE and everybody's like, guys, we tried to be black the whole time and guys, just please help us out and guys, please doing that and they crying and I mean, no, I'm sorry, man. Invite is over with. The invitations are over with. It's done. It's finished. It's done. Y'all can cry and say it wasn't me, it wasn't me, it was somebody else. It don't matter who it was. The bill has come due. The bill has come due for everybody. It don't matter who it was. At the end of the day, it's unfortunate that y'all all having to pay for it. Y'all all have to do that. Y'all didn't want to be black, y'all don't have to. But now this is what y'all, there's too many clips up. Now this is what y'all got to deal with. Let me give y'all a reminder real quick. All right, hold on. Amigo, não tem problema, amigo, não tem problema, amigo. Hold on, P, man. Sorry. Move back. Out the way, boys. Out the way. You're gonna get knocked down. Move. Amigo, não tem problema, amigo, não tem problema, amigo. Hold on, P, man. Sorry. Okay. All right. That's what y'all on. That's what it is now. What do you want from us? What do you want? No, you cannot come in. The juke joint, the invitation, all of that stuff is closed. Y'all was saying y'all know black. And y'all been saying that for a minute. And the craziest part about this, the absolute craziest part about this is that they still saying that. They still, not all of them, some of them are smart enough to and not do that right now, but some of them are still on that type of time. They still saying that. They still on that. They still are like, you know what, I'm still not black. They don't like being black. And like I said before, being black, and let me clear this up, because this has been a thing that people are not understanding. People are kind of getting mixed up. There's a difference between race, ethnicity, and then nationality. American is our nationality. We are American. We were born in America. We built America. We are America. We are American. That is our nationality. All right. Race and ethnicity has gotten is tricky with that. Okay. Because we have, due to our very unique history and the racial categorizing of different demographics in this land that is unique and has not existed in any other land like it has in this land, we have dealt with quite literally the most racialized country the world has ever seen. The planet Earth, human history, has never seen a country that's been more racialized than this country. So because of our history and our country being so racialized, we have been referred to as black. There's not been, because of our ethnogenesis, there's not been no previous nation or ethnicity that we've carried over. So black has been our ethnicity. Now, before we were called black, we were called Negro, we were called colored, we were called this. Now, black, because of the fact that black became popular, especially around the civil rights movement, and around that, we resonated with the term black. All right. And black is something that we stuck with. We didn't really stick with colored. We didn't really stick with Negro, even though there are some people who still use that. But we didn't stick with colored and all that. And the reason why we didn't stick with colored is because colored now is co-opted with people of color. We stuck with black. We resonated with that. We used that. And we transformed the stigma of being black into something that is empowering. We said we're black and we're proud of that. That's what we did. So being black and proud became something that was resonating uniquely with us. We were referred to as many different things. And because there's no other ethnicity, since we pretty much were the only racially black people here, we were black. So we used black as our ethnicity, our ethnic identifier. It was our racial identifier, but because of Americans' unique black, racializing, it was also our ethnic identifier. Because in America, there were pretty much all of the people you would be considered to be black were FBA. So there was really no need to say, okay, you're black American at a certain point in time, because we made up of 90% of all black people. Okay, that's kind of what it is. You make up 90% of black people. So we could just say, hey, we're black. And you already know, kind of by default, that's you're black. Now, there was a term, Jesse Jackson, African American. Some people clinged on to it, but it became a legal identifier at that point in time. But we always kept black. We never abandoned black. Unlike colored or Negro, we still resonated and identified with black. Even over African American, black became something that was unique and special to us in our culture. Then other groups of people started coming over after the civil rights movement. Now, what happened is because America, by default, it doesn't matter what you want to do, doesn't matter what you like or what you dislike, America by default will give you a racial category. You gonna have one. You in America, you gonna have one. I don't care what you think, what you like, what your culture says, you're gonna have a racial category. Any European comes over here, you can be Ukrainian, you can be Russian, you can be German, Italian. Your racial category, as of right now, is going to be white. If you're coming over from Asia, whether that's the Philippines, whether that's Vietnam, or whether that's China, Japan, whatever the case is, you're Asian. All right? You're giving a racial category. With the Africans and Caribbeans, you guys coming over here, You're given a racial category by default. So they've been black racially, but we have been black racially and ethnically. I'm coming from, all right? Because there's a lot of confusion about, okay, well, black this, y'all saying y'all black, but y'all saying we not black, and y'all saying that. Is because we have been using black not only as a racial classification, but also our ethnic classification. And they've been using black just as a racial classification, but they've been using whatever ethnic classification stemming from where they came from. And when they deny being black, they're not saying it as far as their ethnicity. They're trying to make a statement and a declaration that their ethnicity is their priority, that they're not going to be black first. They're going to put their ethnicity first and promote that in the exclusion of anybody else. All right. So this is why we needed more distinct terms that specified us not only just as a racial category, but also as our ethnicity. We needed something that is specific for our ethnicity, because technically they can say, hey, I am black. Whether you like it or not, whether you want me to be or not, I am black. My paperwork does say black, just like yours. Okay, fine. There's nothing we can do to change that. And it doesn't make any sense for us to go back in time and try to reverse that. It's nonsensical. The smartest thing for us to do, which is what we're doing right now, the smartest thing for us to do is to reclassify and give ourselves our own unique identifier, instead of just giving something that was given to us or identifying something that was given to us before. Now we're using identifiers for our ethnicity that is unique and that cannot be co-opted or crowbarred in by anybody else. So this is why when we say, hey, well, okay, fine, you're not a foundational black American, you're not FBA, that's what you're not. They can't crowbar their way into that. Okay, well, fine, we're all black, racial, we all have the same race. Okay, this is America, we're not delusional, fine. But you are Somali, I am FBA. Or you are Nigerian, I am FBA. See, you can't, you know, nah. See, we're cutting the spigot off right there. Because when we were saying black just flat out, they were able to jump in and jump out at their own convenience. And we've cut that off by saying, hey, all of this black when convenient is over with. Now we're going to say, hey, we're foundation American. So the whole playing field has changed. And by using different identifiers as foundational black Americans, for instance, foundational black Americans, some people use Sulan, some people use Freedmen, but by using these specific, unique ethnic identifiers, what that has done is that has changed the playing field. Now, you guys don't get to be black when convenient and then Somali when convenient. Y'all don't get to be Nigerian when convenient and then black when convenient. When y'all commit a crime, you're black. When you commit a scam, you're black. When you do something wrong, you're black. When you go to jail, you're black. But then when you create a business, you're Somali. When you create a good community, you're Somali. When you do something well, you're Somali. When you graduate college, you're Nigerian. When you graduate high school, you're Nigerian. Or when you get a doctor's degree, you're Haitian. No. The playing field has now been changed forever. It's never going to go back. This is why people are like, when is this FBA stuff going to end? It's never going to go back. The playing field is now changed. Now, if they don't want to adapt to the new playing field, then what happens to people in the wild when they don't adapt? Animals learn to adapt very quickly. If you don't want to adapt, then what do you think is going to happen to you? Do you know in the animal kingdom, you have animals that see really good at night? Why do you think they see so good at night? Why? They see really good at night so they can see their prey, or so they can see predators. Either the animals that need to eat, because these animals need to eat a certain amount of food a day so they don't starve to death, or these animals that don't want to be eaten. They need to be able to see. This is why deers and all of these other animals, they have super heightened hearing. So when they hear a lion sneaking up and they hear a bush moving, they perk up and they be like, oh, what is that? And then they look to the side because their hearing is so sharp. They adapt. And if you don't want to adapt to this environment now, you don't want to adapt to the new current day Black American. This is before. Y'all used to that Pan-African Black American. Y'all used to the Pan-African FBA. This ain't that no more. It's not. Y'all gonna either adapt or y'all gonna get deported. Either way, it's no sweat off my back. I don't care what you do, personally. Because we don't really need you at all. Personally, y'all not offering anything to the team, truth be told. So whether you adapt or don't, it is what it is. That's what it is. But all of that, I'm Somali and I'm gonna segregate my daycare center because I'm running a scam in there in the first place. And I don't want my Black American kids, or I don't want my Somali kids messing with the Black Americans, and I don't want this going that. Cool. All right. Y'all can do that all y'all want to. Y'all can do that all y'all want to, and y'all gonna get deported because it's a new day. And I said all of this to really break it down in the fullest way possible. It's a new day. Your request for help has been denied. It's a new day. The playing field has changed. The game is not the same. The game of yesterday is not the same of today. The price of yesterday is not the same as today. Yesterday's price ain't today's price. That's an FBA saying. Yesterday's price ain't today's saying. Oh no. The funny thing is, you still have to pay yesterday's price. Yeah, you still got to pay. You got to pay yesterday's price and today's price. It's over with now. See, if y'all was actually doing something that was helpful, it would be different, but you're not. And people are wondering, when are you guys going to help? Y'all don't want to help nobody? Well, here's the thing. We want to help allies. I do. I'm the type of person who says we should be loyal to our allies and we should have our allies back. I'm that type of person. I don't abandon people who've stuck with me. I don't abandon people who've had my back. If you've had my back, I'm going to have your back. Problem is, y'all haven't had our back. That's the problem. Problem is, y'all have not been an ally. That's the problem. The problem is, y'all have been doing for self. That's the problem. So now, when y'all want some allyship, it don't go that way. The problem is, y'all said y'all don't want to be on the team. The problem is, y'all said y'all don't want to be allied. The problem is, y'all said y'all don't want to be around us. Okay. There's no allyship in y'all convenience. Oh, no. No, that's over with. No. We would have y'all back if y'all had ours. It's like credit. If y'all had good credit, y'all could get a loan. Y'all could request for more credit. But you got bad credit. You got a couple credit cards you still need to pay off. So the fact that you asking for some more credit is kind of wild. It's kind of crazy. No. If y'all was doing the thing y'all was supposed to be doing from the beginning, which we told you guys, it's not like y'all didn't have instructions when y'all first came over here. We told y'all, this is what y'all need to be doing. They said, no. We said, all right, oh, okay. Okay, fine. Captain Phillips, all right. Let me get to some of the other super chats, all right? Mr. Know-It-All says, ice on my wrist. He says, my neck, wrist, and cell phone. Ice is on his neck, wrist, and cell phone. He says he got ice. He said ice. He said my cell phone. He said all I hear when I turn I hear ice, ice. Ice, ice, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Let me see. Where? Peace and blessings. Thank you very much. Yashar. I'm going to say Yashar. I think that's the way you pronounce it. And then Kim, I subscribed. I love your vibe. You vibe with me. I appreciate you, Kim. Thank you very much for that. Oh, warm-hearted with it. That made me feel good. Thank you, guys. I appreciate y'all so very much. Everything y'all doing. A lot of people been asking for me to get back on Twitter Spaces I haven't done a Twitter. I don't remember the last time I did a Twitter space. I really don't. It's been a long time. And that's because of my TikTok, and I'm not gonna slow that down. But I will do a Twitter space. I'm gonna do a Twitter space because I just got to tap in with the OG. All right, I got to tap in with the OG, so I got to make sure that I do a Twitter space. And I know that I've been saying I've been gonna start this pre-recorded videos. So I know y'all been like, Afro, you've been saying that for like the last month. And I know I've been holding off on that, but there's been some technical things. Like I said before, we've had to upgrade the equipment because I want to make sure the quality is good. So we've had to upgrade the equipment. But good news, I have already had some videos lined up. I already got some videos in the queue. So now we're going to have some good recorded content for you guys. So you guys look out for that. The good recorded content, because I know some of y'all prefer the smaller videos, just something to introduce me to the family and all that stuff. I get it. So we got some of the smaller stuff, so that way I can cover some of the smaller stories instead of doing like a live stream where it's an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, and we've been going kind of long lately, 3 hours. So I know some of y'all, I'm giving a balance, because that's what we do here. We give balances. So I'm giving y'all the balance of that, and I am going to be returning to Twitter. So if you guys are on Twitter and y'all want to follow me, y'all can do that. The link is in the description below, so that way y'all can join on the Twitter spaces. You like the long vids? Oh, the long vids are not going nowhere. I'm gonna make that sure. I'm gonna make sure of that, rather. I'm gonna make sure of that. The long video, they're not going nowhere, okay? Y'all still getting y'all live streams, y'all long content, and I prefer it like that too, because it gives me a chance to really break it down. I like slow cooking. It's like a pot roast. It's better out of a pot roast than a microwave. It's better. So, but I do want the channel to be a balanced channel. That's one of my goals towards the end of the year. I want the channel to have more balances there. I want it to have some longer videos, some shorter videos, a really good balance for everybody. Even though most of you all prefer the longer stuff, but I want to also give an addition to the newer people and to some of the family that might prefer the shorter content. To have a good balance with the channel be really good and balanced. All right. You said you're going to watch both. I appreciate you. Thank you very much for that. All right. But I want y'all to know the longer videos are not going nowhere. I'm not going to replace the live streams with the pre-recorded videos. That's not going to happen. It's not. Okay. The live streams is the bread and butter of the channel, so that's not going nowhere. And with that being said, my family, I appreciate every single last one of y'all. Speaking of which, y'all make sure if y'all could do me a solid and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification button. I would greatly appreciate that. I would tremendously appreciate that, because that helps the channel. We've been doing really good this last month. We've been doing really good. So I appreciate all of y'all likes, all of y'all support, the subscribers, all of the new subscribers, all of the returning OG subscribers. I appreciate y'all tremendously. And y'all hitting the notification bell, and y'all leaving a comment. That's been a big help. Y'all been leaving a lot of comments on the last few live streams. And as you can see, that really does help the engagement with the live streams. So I'm going to ask this. Not for y'all to leave a random comment, but I'm going to ask you all a question that I want you guys to answer in the comment section below. Now, you saw the Nigerian ask Tariq, can we restart? Can we have a restart? Can we have a reset? Can we do it all again? Can we forget about the past? Can we just focus on the future? My question to you guys is, what do you guys say about that? And I want you to know in the comment section below, what do you guys say about us as foundational Black Americans having a restart with not just Somalians? Let's have a restart with they want to have a restart with everybody. We can have a restart with it. We can have let's have a restart with the Black and Brown Coalition. They're asking. Because if we have a restart with the Somalians, all of them would be requesting a restart. So let me ask you guys that question, and I want you guys to answer that in the comment section below. What do you guys feel, family, about having a restart? Answer that for me in the comment section below, and I appreciate that. And Black First, as always, family, this concludes tonight's live stream. I appreciate you guys for listening. Shout out to the live watchers. Shout out to the recorded playback watchers. Appreciate y'all. Much respect to every single last one of you all. Y'all have a good one, and y'all stay blessed.